my music. Come watch my skate videos. And they're like, nah.
Nope. Yeah.
But then I'm like, hey, sister bitch. I don't like the comment. Just left it in my video. And they're like, yes.
Everybody loves little drama.
They love a clapback.
My reply videos like start off real fuck you.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I don't know if you caught that.
No, yeah. Yeah, I don't really do TikTok. I'm more of a MySpace kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. What's your handle?
That shit's still off?
Hashtag. Nah, I can't even, like, I never on MySpace.
That's the TikTok side of the room. This is the not TikTok side of the room.
Wait.
Justin, you like TikTok?
Honestly,
You were scrolling before anyone came in.
Nah, I never really be on TikTok like that.
it's so good, but it's so addicting because it just caters to exactly what you want to see.
I feel like it's cotton candy, social media. Like, this shit's just like,
Just
Instagram's like
absorbing
potato
it.
chips. Like, TikTok is just like cotton candy.
You're
Like,
right.
Just like more full of bullshit.
Okay.
More easily to be absorbed.
Yeah,
Just like, you can
And-
never even be full off of it on some shit.
it's true. One time someone asked me, like I laughed and then I swiped past and someone asked me, oh, what are you laughing at? I couldn't even remember what I had seen like 2 seconds earlier.
That's the main reason why I don't watch it, because I always say to niggas like, do you remember any of the videos you watched the day before?
No.
So all that time you spent scrolling was just got vanished. You didn't do anything with that time. You don't remember, you didn't retain anything from it. You don't even remember what you watched. You might have some like subconscious memories of it, like something stayed with you from watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Nah, but honestly, I really haven't been on TikTok. I just be on Instagram Reels more.
The reels are trash though.
Yo,
They're
right?
so bad.
Compared to TikTok, it's
But
like
it's
watching
usually, it is
99
like
cent
TikTok
TV.
that's just reposted
I feel like
as Reels.
TikTok's algorithm is
But
good.
it's missing the best ones.
That's my cousin Matthew.
Happy New Year, bro. Yeah, Happy New Year, man.
All right, y'all ready to start?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the Really Outside podcast. We have a very special episode today. This is episode 30.
Right,
This is our
30?
30th
Oh.
episode.
Shit.
So this is definitely a special episode, and definitely a special episode to have some new special guests on. We have my boy Joe in the building today. We got my girl Paige in the building today. First time coming on the pod. We have Ani. And we have Justin, and we got my boy Matthew in the cut. So, I don't know. How y'all been? How's y'all New Year's been? How's Christmas been?
I'm not gonna lie. Like the week before the holiday season really started, I was on some like Grinch shit. Like I didn't really care. I wasn't even feeling the spirit. But like on Christmas though, and like I told one of my friends about that. He was just like, yo, like you'll never get this time back. So like at least while you're actually in this time, you should cherish like for what you just like what is currently like whatever. I was like, yo, like that's right, like on some just. Like,
He's right, but I understand you being a Grinch because it's
I
like
really wasn't feeling the spirit this year, bro.
Yo,
I feel
don't
like
know, it's just the vibe wasn't there.
it's been feeling very like
Feel
faker and
Christmassy,
faker lately.
Like, it just feel like a fake Christmas this year.
But
This
do you
season-
think that's on you?
I think that's how niggas, the culture around Christmas is really just like fucking like second hand with
I think it's
capitalism,
just
bro.
we get older, bro.
It's kind of crazy. I'm thinking it's getting older, bro, but I think it's just
true.
like,
Because you realize now that all the shit that made you happy was just capitalism.
yeah, like yo, buying things like just a filthy transaction that's going on. The niggas are holding up to like, yeah, it's just like the purest of heartness of things to do on this holiday season. Buy things for your loved ones.
Yeah.
Show them that you care, which is not like a bad
The
thing,
reason why I feel
but
like
it's
it was
just like,
that for me is because of I was here. Like usually the last few years I've been in Georgia
yeah,
doing
at the Waffle
Christmas.
House.
That shit open 24/7.
On Christmas too.
Yes, nigga, them niggas never close. Man. It's amazing. But cause when I'm down there, it's mainly all the family comes into the house.
Yeah.
So you got no choice not to be around just a bunch of family, and we all cool. So it's like it's always a good vibe. But now it was just all of us, like the intermediates in the house. Like it was calm, but like leading up to it, I was just like, I just want to stay in my bed.
it also depends on how your family's set up too, you know. Like if
Yeah.
you have a good family around or your family like still together, it makes it easy to have a good Christmas. But like say if your family is separated and shit, Christmas might make niggas feel a different way. It might not give them jolly feelings. It might make them remember about how shit used to be good. And I don't know. Everything does different things to other people. I definitely feel you, Joe, and like not feel. But I've always been the type of nigga to not really care about holidays. Like anytime this shit come around, I be on Instagram, social media, watching everybody be happy, posting that shit. I just be watching like. I just. I be watching in my black room like.
Yeah.
But it might just be because maybe my holidays aren't the best, but I'm the type of nigga not to be grumpy about it. Like, I just accept life for what it is. So if I'm not having the best holiday, I'm not gonna make everybody feel bad or try to make them feel how I feel. I just look at it and I'm like, all right. But I honestly enjoy my holiday regardless. Like what your friend said, like, it really is just about being present and just enjoying what you got at the moment. So you could look at it and be like, everything I don't have, or you could also look at it as everything I do have. So if you just look at it and be like, I have my family, you don't even need to worry about gifts or like who you wanted to spend the holidays with. It's really just about being grateful at the end of the day. So that's, I think I feel you about being a Grinch, because I be feeling that way when it comes to all holidays, but I don't know. It really just be depending on how you feel. It's not right or wrong to feel like a Grinch or feel super jolly. It really just be, are you going to make other people feel bad with you? I think that's the only thing that's going to be bad about it.
That makes sense.
I mean, if I'm being real,
Can you pass the light?
I left home at a really like young age, so the holidays would be like really triggering for somebody who is like me with the type of history I've had. And the holidays usually are a time that I stay off social media. Like I don't engage in triggering oneself. You feel me? But I feel also in the same breath to add, holidays are also a construct man-made. Like there's no one specific day you should get together with your family per se. And also family is subjective because you can choose the people who you want to be blood, gang with. That's why we say blood, and that's why we say gang, because that's our family right there. This year for me, I definitely feel like I learned a lot of things, or I had a good amount of time reflecting off of the things that I learned. And this year, like, I wouldn't say that I'm normally a Grinch, but this year I actually enjoyed participating in some festivities. I mean, you know, we in a pandemic, so who going out and buying all these gifts for who? Nobody. But I was able to smoke up. All my friends all of my friends I call family was able to come over. Blood, gang. I got to cook for them. You feel me? Off the EBT, you feel me? So we ain't had too much, but we used what we had. We pulled up with some card games, some drunk spelling bee, and we had a blast. Like, yeah. So I feel like it's like what you honestly. Christmas was killed for me, and the holidays were killed for me when I found out Kwanzaa was made by a white man. I am
Oh, no,
I didn't know that.
I'm
sick. I'm sick.
Kwanzaa?
Yeah.
What white man?
No, but isn't that a Jewish holiday?
No, that's
that's
Hanukkah.
Don't edit that one out. Nigga, that's Hanukkah.
Wait, so what's Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa is supposed to be our holiday.
Yeah, like for black people.
Yeah, it's
but what I
supposed to be, like,
realized is like it was like that Morgan Freeman
United.
clip where he was like, "Would you want?" He was talking to some white nigga and he was like, "Oh, I don't want a Black History Month. Why would I want that? Would you want a White History Month?" And the guy was like, "No." He's like, "Exactly. That's why I don't want a Black History Month." So it basically comes to when you do create like a holiday or like anything that shows a separation. So we say, oh, this is for black people, this holiday is for black people, or this month is for black people. You're creating that separation, and it's not helping us like do anything but be more separate.
That's just a Western shit though.
But I feel like there's always like context as to why shit would even.
Exactly.
Does Kwanzaa exist
there
in
is.
Africa?
Nah,
Hell
Kwanzaa's
no,
an African American.
It's an American.
It's for
holiday.
African American.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't really like using the term African American. As far as I'm concerned, because I am partially African American, I'm going to just use the term black. But y'all know what I'm talking about, Black American, when I say that. Like, but Kwanzaa is supposed to be a holiday that is supposed to be outside of like Hanukkah, which is a Jewish holiday, or Christmas, which is a Christian, European Christian holiday, where you have the centralizing what we lost in the African slave trade, which is our culture, language, customs, beliefs, which include what we would be celebrating around this time. Most Africans before the slave trade were not Christians and were not celebrating a pagan holiday as Christmas, because there's even more like it's more to it than what a Christian
white Jesus.
White Jesus would say. It's like it's paganism on top of it too, mixed in with white Christianity, which creates the holiday and the decorations and Santa Claus and all of those like myths and stuff like that come along with the holiday. That's all over there. So we weren't even really supposed to be celebrating Christmas, but that was supposed to be something given to us, like the Pan-African flag, because we as Black Americans don't have a flag per se. We lost that culture. So when you find out that shit was also like that little thing that you had was like
Santa Claus ain't
now
real.
when you say created by a white man, it's not like did he create every term and all the shit in that whole like holiday shit, or did he just like what did he create exactly?
Oh, he
I feel like
created
those cultures
Kwanzaa.
and beliefs
He came
are
up with
still,
like the idea of it
Yeah.
because
Like,
it's
yo,
not
y'all
like
should have
based
a
off
holiday.
like a religious belief. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
you guys should have this.
And maybe that white man's a chat. I don't think he invented Kwanzaa.
It's really for capitalism, like
because it's like how you have off for Juneteenth. It's really just like something that they're saying that they're doing instead of actually like doing something that makes a real difference.
Oh,
What
wait,
the
right.
fuck?
Keeps us in the
No,
trap.
no,
like-
I'm sorry.
Yo, Justin wasn't expecting this woke
so
conversation
sorry.
today.
I'm
Look at
headache.
Justin just be going to work.
Nigga, I'm thinking. I swear to you, like I'm still stuck on
The
that
Hanukkah
Kwanzaa is not Hanukkah.
Not a Hanukkah.
I thought
Not
that-
at
Oh
all.
yeah,
You're
bro. That
bugged
was
out, bro. You
don't
didn't pay
I think they're
thought
both
at
the
the
Festival
end
of Lights or something.
the end of the 13 days for
8
It was
8
Kwanzaa?
days.
Nigga
8 days.
Oh,
you guys
no.
said Juneteenth, and I know that's on.
You're fucking out. You don't know nothing,
This
bro.
nigga is always hoes but no cigar. What is happening?
Niggas just connected mad dots, bro. Niggas said Juneteenth, Kwanzaa 13, 8.
No.
Try
I'm
some
sorry.
shit, bro.
Yo.
I think where you got fucked up is somewhere in elementary school when niggas was teaching holidays to you. You just knew that Kwanzaa and Hanukkah was in the same month, but you never cared to look into it further, so it just melded in your brain.
Maybe that's what it was.
Can we only be talking about Kwanzaa like that anyway? Elementary school.
That's different. That's when they play the little.
The dreidel? That's Hanukkah.
Dreidel.
Hanukkah.
That's Hanukkah.
But like Kwanzaa did have candles, and Kwanzaa does
Kwanzaa.
have like
Yeah, it does have
It's a
something that
gift
looks
for
like a
every day.
menorah.
Which is okay, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. I used
That's
to
the
know.
name of it.
I'm very woke and I used to get it confused.
Nah, that's different.
I don't know my whole 8 days of Kwanzaa either.
What?
There's multiple days?
I'm not gonna lie, Kwanzaa and Hanukkah
It's
are
not
probably like
8 though.
cousins, like low key.
It's
Are we
either
It's like
building-
7
are we
or something.
building-
9.
it's either 5 or 8.
But that's
I
what I'm
know,
saying, they
I
just
don't know.
biting off
Umoju,
of-
Umoja, and
No, wait,
Kuti
wait,
Chakalia,
I said-
and
You
Imani,
don't have to say by
Those are the
it,
names of
bro.
the
and
days?
Nia.
You don't have to say it by it.
Yo, so I want a question to ask you because you said that you were okay with calling yourself black, but black is also not who we really are as well. That's just the term. But I also argued that it's
Sorry.
okay to call ourselves black because it's like when you're African American and you don't have like basically you lost all your whole past, you don't have any more you don't have a connection to your ancestors anymore, right? So it's like now you need a term to come under to kind of identify yourselves as a group. So then black becomes that term, but also I feel like black was put onto us as well. So how comes you're okay with that but not African American? Like what would be, are you okay with black or what's the best term? I feel like the best term is to really go in depth and really try to find out who you are and then trying to figure out the term for in that regard. So if I was like, if my roots was Nigerian and I had some other like, and my mom's roots Indian, my mom's Indian roots were something in India, some tribe in India, then the correct thing would be like, oh, I'm part Nigerian, part whatever this tribe is, but also I'm black from being Jamaican as well, you know. But in Jamaica, black people came from Africa, so they came from a tribe in Africa, so it's like it's weird what you would now decide to determine yourself as. So how comes you're okay with black, or what do you think is the proper thing to call yourself?
For one, I would like to correct you and say instead of us having lost it, it was taken from us. That's one. That's not our fault. We didn't lose anything. It was taken from us. If we had a choice, we would definitely be connected. And in some ways, we still are all of these years down the lines through certain things, dances, music that we like. And for two, I can't say that I can speak for all black people, but I'll speak for myself. I'm okay with being called Black American or Black when it comes to when we're talking about African American, because growing up in my day and age, before BLM even came about, before we had these cultural like woke conversations, these progressive conversations and thoughts, when you were called African American, when you were woke, it was almost a disrespect, because I'm not considered an American. Really, I have the rights of American, but I'm not considered an American as a black person, and we know this, and this is why Black Lives Matter is a thing, and blah blah blah. I don't think I need to go too much into that, because I think
you're an American. I think we're all Americans in here.
But also, is
I
every
think that's
black
the problem.
person
We don't
African
feel accepted to be as
necessarily?
an American, but we all are Americans.
Is every black person who like appears black and identifies as that, are they all African?
we're all African descendants. We're a part of an Africana diaspora, but not all of us. So there is a difference between.
So I feel like some people don't identify with African American for that reason.
Some people are actually not. Like, half of me is not African American black. It's Haitian black, like Afro Latin black. So that wouldn't be considered African American at all. But for the context of the slaves, the enslaved people, not these slaves, because there were more than that. The enslaved people that were brought to the Americas down south and that migrated up, that a lot of us come from, that is African American. And back in the day, before like we were as woke as we are, I'd say maybe like 2011, where I made the decision, and I was around a lot of woke teachers, black teachers, and like, you know, very.
I'm not gonna lie, real quick. What is woke?
I was going to ask that question.
Woke just means socially, like socially aware, like you're conscious. It's not.
But I feel like
conscious of what?
let's say this: is woke like is that a state of being? Is that like okay, he's woke, we're woke, we're all on the same amount of wokeness? But is it just like someone can still be aware of certain things, maybe not have the necessary tools to really keep on unlocking shit further, but still have like the like general mindset of just like being open to learn and being open to adapt. So like maybe even if they don't know as much, they're still woke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like is wokeness like a spectrum?
There's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
There's heavy levels to this shit. Like,
I never considered myself or woke. Like, I understand the term, and like obviously like niggas, I guess like I always thought of it more of a mindset than just like, oh, he's not woke, she's not woke. Then it's just like niggas are just like different levels of wokeness. Because even some shit that I feel like a whole different perspective and mindset that like could be complete opposite to yours, but could still in a way like be woke.
I think you know what I think is what woke is, because we could all disagree, but it's about being very conscious. Because what I realized Ani's been doing, like she corrected me on me saying, oh, we were lost, or our traditions were lost when they were actually taken from us. That comes with being conscious, you know. So even though she might have been conscious about that, and like I feel like I don't know if I would call myself woke. Like I guess I try to be. I try to just look at things. I think what woke is being objective, as objective as you can be. So when we're arguing about what happened to black people, we're trying to be objective about it. And I think what's not objective is like niggas telling us that we need to forget what happened and just shit like that, you know. Like that's not objective. Maybe there's something that we need to be doing, acknowledging. There's a lot of just calling people black and just letting it be like that. That's not objective. Because like if there's a white person, like let's say you, for example, do you know your whole family?
That's us, the resident white person.
like damn fucking sour straw is
That was crazy.
You, for example.
Yo, my fault.
We knew it was coming too.
Yo, my fault.
I was
my
like,
fault.
yes.
I didn't know a better way
No,
to
it was
finesse
funny.
that.
It's okay.
I didn't know how to finesse. How would you finesse that? Like,
No,
you
it's
can't
okay.
finesse
It's
that,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
But
Nah,
do you
you kinda
know?
gotta
Do you
do
know
it.
your family history, like down to the deepest roots? Like, what continent y'all originated from?
My mom was adopted, so I don't really know a lot about her family. But my dad, I know, was born in Belgium. I don't know, like, where his family was from or what they did before that. But, yeah, I don't know. We never did, like, an ancestry or anything.
So I think also niggas be generalizing sometimes. I can't look at all white people and be like, y'all know where you're from. I don't know where I'm from. It's like sometimes white niggas don't know where they're from. Sometimes everybody got their own individual story, and that's where all of these divisions stop us from actually connecting with people and seeing who people are, because we're so busy looking at all this shit that really don't really make sense at all, instead of really getting down to like the brass tacks of things and really trying to find out what happened to this person, what happened to this person, what happened to this person. And yeah, it's important to look at all the groups and say, like, we could say what happened to all this whole group as a whole, but like everybody has their own individual story. I think we gotta, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
You have to have some nuance in life. But I do think that there is a difference, and please don't take this as any disrespect.
I won't.
Where, B and Paige go back. Like, we know each other, you feel me? But off the fact of having an adoption situation in your family, being that your family wasn't a part of like a slave trade that was lost, like culture was taken from them. Say if you look up your mom's, you found her records of her birth last name, you would be able
records, it's there.
Right, there's records of it, whereas we'd have absolutely,
we just haven't looked. You're
right. So it's there's access to that information, but there is nuance to her case where I can't just be like, yeah, you know where the fuck you came from, Paige. You know, you don't know me. You know where you came from, and it's like, nah, actually my mom's adopted, but there is that shade of gray on both sides where you have that adoption case, but then at the same time we don't have that access that you would have. So I feel like that's like basically the balance.
But my question to that part, right? Like if like you said, she can go and actually like look up where she's from. Where like for me, like that's why I feel like when it comes to like us talking about black people and this and that, it's like it almost comes to where like I feel like when it comes to this like the community of like woke, it's gotten like what you're saying, like the meaning of it is important, I feel, but what the word woke, like being like, yo, that person woke, it's almost like a derogatory way of saying it. Like they're like, oh, like this person's woke, like they're trying to like make you.
It's like minimizing it.
Yeah. Like,
nah, I don't think that because no, I'm saying the only reason why I'm saying is because I do be on TikTok and there's like a
there's woke talk.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's like a woke talk, and then like you know, like you say, you stitched. Like I've seen videos of that, and then I also seen like videos of like where people who like say they're woke, it almost like trying to like make it seem like they're better than the person.
A holier than thou.
Where I'm just like, the whole point of you saying that you're woke is to show us that we are together and we're all like one person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I like my perception.
But sometimes you can't do that because niggas don't be woke, bro. You will try to tell them some shit like, you could tell them some shit like, alright, about not throwing garbage on the floor because that hurts the earth and shit like that. I feel like that's woke because you realize this is somewhere that you come from, this is something that you want to protect, you wouldn't want to damage it, right? And you could tell niggas, bro, don't do that. And niggas will argue down, no, but no, this is somebody's job, right? So it's good to be able to say, yo, this nigga's not woke because they don't have any morals that's inside of their life that make them do the right thing or want to be objective. And some people are woke where they think consciously and objectively about things and they want to make the world and themselves as a better. So I feel like those people, you would classify them as woke, and niggas who don't like believe in any of that shit, you classify them as not woke. Because
what's not woke, bro? Like asleep?
Not woke?
Yeah.
I really
you
feel
are
like
asleep.
I come
You're
across
asleep. You're closing your eyes to what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like red pill, blue pill, bro.
Yes.
I feel like it's also growth mindedness.
I feel like there's still levels to the pills. I feel like I haven't taken the final pill. Even how my mindset is, I feel like there's always like different shits as like as niggas learn about the world. I feel you always should just focus on learning about the world and how like you're reacting to it and just like go with that. It's like, I feel like there's no like lines. Like there are lines, there's like levels, but I don't think there's lines. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could be more woke than someone, and I'd say we're all woke, but like we're all just like we have potential to like
at a different level of consciousness. Because you know you go to sleep, you're unconscious and you're not woke. When you're woke, I mean that's what woke is supposed to be symbolizing. When the term woke was coined by the black community, by activists, it's supposed to be like as the levels of wokeness is the levels of consciousness you ascend to. And I also feel like if you don't even want to use the term woke, you can use the term growth minded, like just so that it's not like that. Like there's people who are like I'm woke, like, you're not. Like it can get pretentious, and I get what you're talking about. Because I've definitely had my run-ins, like, if I'm being real, as a growth-minded person, I've definitely had my run-ins with niggas that are like, you think you're holier than thou because you're woker than niggas. And I've always been on this time since I was younger, so obviously not everybody else was.
I could vouch for you. Like, you always been on that time. You always been.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I remember that from high school.
Thank you.
You were speaking out when no one else was.
And shit like that got me in a lot of fucking trouble. Before then, still to this day, like in the companies that I work with now, doing these commercials and doing Disco Oasis shit in the summer, like I got blackballed as fuck in that company for standing up for our rights as people, like, and getting what we were harshly owed, but being that way, like.
Would you? I'm gonna ask you another question. Do you think that maybe you also got blackballed because you're a woman?
I would say being a woman played into why I had to do what I had to do, which was nothing crazy. I just emailed somebody basically asking for our rights, and after like asking for proof, I told them that I would get my lawyer involved, and we would get the cast get their lawyer involved, and then they wound up like switching on half of it. Basically called their bluff, and I got in trouble for something like that. But a big connotation onto my persona, why I was left out of promo reels. Like if you look back, like at the beginning they loved me. They didn't know who I was. They just saw that I had the talent. And then once they started playing in our faces, and me being one of the cast members that have been doing this since I was 18 months old, like professional industry work, I knew exactly what I could and could not do. And enlightening the cast around me and doing what I had to do, I wasn't liked. But also my demeanor, as my professionalism, I don't code switch in the workplace. I don't switch over and like, you know, everybody, my PA assistants, my directors are all white. They're coming up to me like, hey, Oxenfree, we just want to know how long you're going to take for blah, 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 blah. And did you get your COVID test?
And you're just like, yo, chill out, nigga.
Wow. No.
Nah.
I wouldn't do that, but I would definitely just, okay, hi, yeah, no problem, thank you, good morning, how are you? And in that demeanor, because of how black women are, being that the woman, that intersectionality that you asked me about being a woman, black women are perceived as more angry and off rip, like we have to be softer and we have to over police ourselves to be seen as not angry. That played a part into a lot of, well, she's gonna be a problem for us, let's actually just try to like push her away to the side. We can't legally do anything like firing her because she knows her rights, but we're gonna do everything we can to try to ice her out.
In other words, they low-key canceled you.
Amongst them, but nigga, I got booked after that mad time, so they really didn't cancel me.
They tried to.
They tried to.
So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna tell you one time, just outlining like what's wokeness and what's not wokeness, just between me and myself, and like a situation that happened with Ani. And I talked about this with her the other night. Where like one time we was in class, and niggas, you know how they made you do the Pledge of Allegiance when they do the thing, bro? I had class with Ani at that time, bro, and Ani was not having it, bro. She was not standing up, and the teacher was one of those teachers that like they would get on you for some type of shit like that. Like he's like one of them stickler type niggas.
You're not gonna drop his name though? You're not gonna drop his name though? Come on, drop his name.
This nigga's Mr. Koski now.
First initial A.
That's the social studies teacher?
Yeah.
I know.
That's my nigga though.
Nah, I fucked with him because I got good grades in that class, but I understood why she got into it with him, because like he's one of those niggas that like one time he almost fought a nigga in the hallway because he was talking like shit to him. He was just one of those niggas that would like test the issue. So and this is I feel like I wasn't woke at that time because I thought Ani was starting trouble. Like I was like, why is she doing this right now? I felt like she was being extra at the time, but like as I got older, I respected it more because she was actually being objective in the situation. She was like, no, I don't have to do this, and like she had good reasons for not wanting to do it, and he should have respected her. But at that time, I was not being woke because I was just like a part of the program, you know.
Just stand out, like it's not that serious.
Yeah, everybody was standing up, so not to be a part, not to stand out, you're gonna stand up with everybody because it's
that's
like
NPC.
But she's thinking about shit that's going on in her life, and she knows more than everybody, and that's why she decided to do that. So that me now understanding that is more woke than me at the time not understanding it and just feeling like not understanding the situation. Just felt like she was like doing too much. You get what I'm saying? That's a difference, and that's like also what outlines her in the workplace and just people fucking with her. Like those people aren't woke. They just not respectful. They thinking about shit from their perspective, like how I was thinking at the time when I first experienced a situation like that with her. You know, But ever since then, like, nah. Anytime I see niggas standing up for like their respect and shit like that, you gotta respect it, you know. So, yeah, I think that's a good way to outline. Do you understand it now, or do you still feel
I
like?
understand it now. I got it.
I appreciate that, Phil. I just want to say that I really appreciate that. Like, I really, that just healed something inside of me. Like, I really appreciate that because ever since I was in middle school, I was always like, by the time I got to middle school, like 7th grade-ish, it was, Ani, you sound stupid. Like, from there until I got to Dozo. Dozo was the first place that I didn't get bullied. But, like, it was always, like, you sound stupid. Elementary school all the way up. What are you talking about? What are you, like, it was always, you sound stupid. Like, you just say weird shit. Like, you're just so weird. And, like, people, like, instead of just even not saying anything, but just thinking in your head, like, oh, she's causing problems, like, doing things towards me because I was the person who decided to stand up. And I never really held it against anybody, not even in hopes that people would understand one day, but just more so that they would like learn and see for themselves where they're at, like what simulation we're in right now, like just like for the betterment of them, like just open that third eye. Like, I just want you to know what's going on. But to this day, I mean, that shit never still change, like that never changes. This summer, not only did I have the problems with the Disco Oasis production, but the people, the cast members, not all of them liked that. They had the same mentality of, oh, why is she doing it? Like, just like, you're making it harder for us. Like, they're gonna, and I just had to keep going because it's for the betterment of all of us. But at this point, it doesn't matter how people feel. It's like, what's right. You feel me? And I know that if you're really socially conscious, if you're growth minded, if you're woke, even when people feel that way towards you, whether they get in your way or not, they're going through their own fucking journey, and at one point you might have been there. Let them grow, and once they like realize that shit, they're just gonna flourish for themselves. Like, just, you have to let people like go through that journey, though. You can't call yourself growth minded, woke, conscious, whatever, and really hold people. Like Jesus
trying
ain't
to
hold.
get them to understand you. Like, it's not gonna help them. They just gotta do it on their own.
Like, Jesus ain't holding niggas that strung him up on a cross, like that shit against him. Like, that was the whole, like, it's in a metaphorical sense. You feel me? Like, forgive them for like they don't know what they doing, but they gonna know one day. They gonna learn. Like, and that's just part of life, the journey of like learning. Like, you would not be who you are without having that process.
I feel like that is one of the problems with the woke community, like, where there is people that's out there that's like, they're almost like, what's the word? Like, I don't want to say over wokeness. Like, it's like almost like where somebody's just doing something that, like,
I don't think those people are woke. I think that's wokeness. They got a little bit of woke information and they involve their ego with that shit a lot. So it's not really about helping other people. It's more about putting on a show and kind of using this narrative about wokeness to kind of help themselves. That's kind of like narcissistic.
No, yeah, I know.
behavior.
It's like, it's almost like they, like, when they're doing it, it's like, it's almost like their TikTok is like based off them just being overly woke, or like trying to seem overly woke, where it's like they're coming, like they're making problems out of something that really, like, the connections that they're making is like, it's like, damn, you really went real deep for that one connection, just to look for that little slither of connection. I'm just like, come on, bro. It's like, it almost makes it like, because that's what's pushed more on social media. That's only, I'm like you're saying, like what you're saying right now. It's like, I feel like it's like the percentage that's not being pushed out, that's not being shown as often as more so like the overly woke people, because maybe that's just social media trying to like.
They want to sleep.
Do you think it's the government moderating?
Oh my God, this is a perfect segue into the next topic that I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to talk about how a lot of things been happening, if like just in media in general, of like just if you've been looking at, if you've not been under a rock, a lot of things have been getting exposed, like fucking Balenciaga, like I think we talked about that, fucking Joe Biden, and fucking how Chase was a part of the Jeffrey Epstein shit. Like, a lot of like that other shit is being like fucking pushed out, and I think that's crazy that I'm now realizing that the media is dead ass not covering that shit.
Oh, yeah. There's so much shit going
on
all around the world right now.
Bro, they didn't cover the COVID shit too with the like Fauci, the shots.
He got fucking,
yes, bro.
Prosecuted.
He's getting prosecuted
Wait,
and shit
happened?
because the fucking Pfizer shots they got like 5.6 billion niggas, and there's mad defects with the shots.
Oh shit, that's
it's
what
mad.
bro.
It's not defects, but there's
even
in the trials they was tested that it could fuck niggas up, but they hid that shit. And when they sent the paperwork, people asked for the paperwork and they sent it. But when they finally went to go read the paperwork from Pfizer, all the letters was blacked out. And it was like, why'd you do that? And it was like, well, you told us to send the paperwork. You didn't say what we couldn't and couldn't do. So niggas was moving sus and Pfizer and shit. And now Fauci's getting prosecuted and all that shit. And like, Rizza Islam. You don't know that nigga?
From Wu-Tang?
No, bro. It's something like, it's like, he's like a fucking, what do you call it? Like, he's like one of the Malcolm X niggas. What do you call them niggas?
Black Panther?
He's not a Black Panther, but he's like Muslim, and he has all the same. He moves just like Malcolm X. And he went on a podcast and he was exposing. He was just giving off mad facts.
Yeah, I was like, damn, a social.
Social extremist is crazy. Oh, take it back.
Yeah. You definitely was under the slumber, bro.
I did a slumber.
Nah, I got, you know what I'm saying? My shit peaking now a little bit.
But yeah, he was talking about just basically all the
What was his name?
Rizza Islam. I would play, but it's like it would not. It
But
would be
look
too
him up
much.
after. He did a recent podcast lately where he talked about all of the type of stuff. But I've been seeing to go back again, but like I've been seeing like a TikTok of like there was this girl that she posted talking about all the shit that's been going on. Like she said some shit where I'm like things that was getting exposed where I'm like, oh shit, like that's weird how it's not getting covered. But all this other shit is being like covered in such a like a way where it's like crazy, like where it's like fucking Kanye shit. Like Kanye shit was all over the fucking media, but his shit is nowhere compared to what we're hearing from these fucking insane companies that literally control the world. That's crazy though. That shit's scary. I just wanted to know like what you guys felt about that.
It's called socialization. They have been socializing us since we were children. Why do you think? You guys, one day, a long time ago, like last year, I was watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yes.
It's a good movie though.
Thank you. It is. Yeah. No. Watch what I'm about to do to it.
She's about to flip it.
Oh, nah. She about to just make you realize.
Wasn't doing that.
I love that nigga. I love that movie. And so, all I remember is back in the days, there wasn't streaming services, so we was watching DVDs and stuff like that. And we had to buy that. I had a bootleg one, and it kept skipping for Shark Boy and Lava Girl because they tried to do that 3D shit on it. And you can't do that shit on bootleg, right? I was tight because that was my favorite fucking movie. Growing up, I'm like, they don't ever play it anymore on TV. But that shit was an era with the Spy Kids.
Yes.
That whole era was an era, remember?
Yeah, Spike
fucking
Yo, they don't
thumb
make
people.
movies
Facts.
They don't make movies like that no
They
more.
all gave a similar feeling, like it was just
It just
some.
made you feel
It's by the
strong.
same studio and shit.
And great.
Now watch what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
And also, before I go further, let me go further and I'm gonna come back. Now, these two movies, when I'm watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl, like just on my own random time, because now we got streaming services, nigga, we lit, we up, it's stuck, we adult kids, like we could do whatever. I'm watching that shit 60 fucking times. Why? All I'm hearing is, like on some high shit, watching it, don't let your dreams be dreams, Max. You can do it. This is like the land of the lost, daydreams. Like everything was about dreaming. Everything was about literally manifesting shit. Yeah. It was like, they was really programming us on some shit. Like with his dream journal, journaling down like his dreams, making it come true. Everybody's common thing was just dream it. Like just make it happen, and you can do it. Like just dream it, Max. Every single line was that. And then now let me bring it again, or back. The Matrix. Y'all seen it? Any of the Matrixes?
I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
If you watch any of the Spy Kids, specifically Spy Kids Game Over, that is a children's Matrix. Like, they have been programming us all in that era of the late 90s, early 2000s, right when the age of digitalism, AI started becoming mad popping, to let us, like, to try to instill that shit in us as kids. Why you think we was the ones out there in 2020 in the pandemic fighting, screaming, Black Lives Matter, screaming, why you think we doing that shit this generation? Y'all, wake up.
Because of Spy Kids?
Bro, I'm not gonna
Niggas
lie.
fighting
I'm
for the
not gonna
freedom
lie.
because of Spy Kids?
I swear to you, I had this type of thought, the thought that you just said a few days ago, where I was like, yo, they don't make shit like the way they used to.
No.
Because I feel like when I was younger, I definitely played a lot of fucking video games, and the video games before were, you actually had to work and be creative on how you strategize to win a game or just to do anything. Where now it's almost like simulated. Like, there's a way to win this game, and once everybody posts a video online that this is how you beat the game, everybody's gonna beat the game. So it's just gonna lose the that part of you where you need to actually like problem solve. And I feel like everything's just been getting mad easy. Like, where it's like, you don't have to fucking worry about something or actually have to think or actually have to go outside and be like, all right, how we gonna imagine this fort that we about to build because we about to go battle our cousins that's fucking across the fucking lawn. You see what I'm saying? Where now kids are just like, oh, I could just get that dopamine from just going on my Instagram. Like, young ass kids on Instagram, young ass kids watching Cocomelon, where I'm watching a video of a kid crying because the mom took the fucking phone from him. Like, she literally is like crying, and then he gives him the phone with Cocomelon, and he just like stop crying. I was like, yo, that shit is weird.
It's literally the social media is like literally programmed to like just satisfy your brain and make you addicted to it, and that's why it's so bad. Is like the whole entire industry is based off thinking, like based off psychological studies and data, like how can we make you physically addicted to this? Like, not even,
because it's all about fucking money.
And y'all know that, and y'all got TikTok.
No, but that's
I
the thing.
tried for
This
so
is the
long.
problem. This
I
is the
gave
problem.
in.
Because when Instagram and Facebook and all these other social medias first came out, they weren't what they are today. Like, it was actually very social when you posted, posted a little thing about, yo, to be honest. Like, nigga, everybody, like, even though if niggas didn't really know you or this and that, like, you could actually, like, make a friend off of it, to be honest. Like, yo, like, you know, I seen your shit, this and that. Like, you talk, y'all, like, conversating, talking to each other, either which way. Like, it's, like, more interactive when it came to that shit, where now it's just, like, it's so much more accessible. Like, you can just literally just keep swiping, and you're just getting constant videos. Like, it's so weird now. It's, like, almost scary. It's very scary.
You just entered the Matrix with Ani just now.
What pill do I take?
Nah, I mean, I just wanted to touch on what Paige said about the whole like program to satisfy our brains, like, and it's like, do what you want with this information. Like, it's like, just know. That's the whole thing about being woke, is just know.
Just know what you're signing up for when you download the app.
Exactly. And I feel like there's some connection to be made, which I came to a conclusion is smacked as fuck the other day. Like, if we watch The Matrix, one of the things that I did, shrooms in The Matrix, all of that, great combination, really opens your third eye. But, you know, they talk about being, like, controlled by machines. Remember? Like, I don't know if you saw the first or the second one.
When they pull the shit out their neck?
Yeah, and it's like everything's controlled. Like, the simulation is controlled by machines, right? And we're like, how do machines control, like, what kind of, like, obviously that's where the movie magic and bullshit comes in, the stories, like, where does this relate to what's going on or mirror what we're going through? And with all of these, like, documentaries coming out from, like, all of these, like, tech niggas that's like, oh, don't get too sucked into social media, that's spewing the same shit we saying about social media or whatever, and why it's bad for you, or why you shouldn't give them this information, or they're literally replicating what humans do, like what the human like experience, to replicate that. And I feel like that low key could be how the machines kind of became in control, because one thing machines can't do is differ between what's real and what, like, they don't have discernment because they're not actual life, they're AI. So if they're programmed by the wrong people to do the wrong things, and they have more power with guns, and they can just easily shoot, like it's that simple for them, and that's really how people got caught up in the Matrix. Yes, because Terminator is actually the prequel to the Matrix. Did you know that? Did you know that?
I was
Yeah.
like, yo.
It's
Was
a
it
prequel.
TikTok?
It was a TikTok. Yo, TikTok.
And TikTok be putting you
On
on.
that side of TikTok, you could learn some
Y'all
shit.
getting
Yeah.
terminated by using TikTok. I swear to y'all.
Now, low-key,
Okay.
TikTok taking on all our information.
Yeah, that's you can't like I don't
Yeah.
I see those videos and I just kind of like just I watch, but like I put
don't
my
wanna
phone
know.
up so that the phone can't see that like my face is recording on it, because they can't like they
Bro,
are
I'ma
they're
be
looking
honest,
at how long you're
them
looking at the
niggas
video
know-
too.
Them
Yeah.
niggas can see you because there's literal ways to just get onto fucking just seeing any camera. Like there's actually like I seen a TikTok of a nigga showing you how to do it. Like that's how there's a YouTuber who literally made his whole YouTube doing that, where he's hacking into you know those scam companies that call you and try to steal your money. He fucking hacks into their like finds out where they're at, like hacks into their cameras and literally finds out the information of the person who called them, calls them back and goes, hey Linda, I seen like why did you call him, like, or like when they call him, they're like, he's like, hey Linda, and then she's like, oh my god. Literally got one of them, like one of the biggest ones, like a big ass fucking building, shut down, and like mad niggas got arrested from that shit. That shit was crazy.
I saw that video, I think. I need that right now because I think someone's trying to scam me, because I got pickpocketed at Rolling Loud. And like I'm pretty confident I got pickpocketed, but maybe I didn't. And then today I get a message from someone saying that they just bought my old iPhone, and now I can see the location of the phone, and it's in China.
Yeah, I seen that shit. That shit was in China.
crazy.
I think they just sold your shit.
Yeah, no, they did.
Overseas.
But they're trying to get me to like remove my access to the phone, and they're like, oh yeah, like this is how we're gonna delete your phone. You just have to remove the access. But I can delete the phone. Like they're just trying to get me to like
Give you their
give the,
information.
yeah, I think they want my information. So I'm in control, but I don't know. I can't erase the phone unless they hook it up to Wi-Fi.
Maybe
think-
So I don't know what to
No,
do.
what
good,
happened?
though.
No, you good.
So as long as they
What-
just never,
Nah,
I mean, I'm
it's
sure there's a way for them to just unlock the iPhone. Like it's not that hard.
I don't know. Maybe it is hard for them to unlock it. Cause
Nah, but
you give them fake sauce.
how did
Like,
they
yo,
know
hook
to
it
hit
to
you
Wi-Fi.
up, though?
Send them a link.
How did they get your information to hit you up though?
I don't know. I guess they knew the phone number that was on that phone.
maybe the
somehow.
SIM card.
Oh, that's possible. I don't know.
That shit sound crazy
I don't
as
know.
hell. How
Nah,
the
that's
fuck you
just
gonna hit me up from China talking
Yeah.
about some yo?
Like it's probably there
Send
right
me your
now.
info so I can unlock the phone that you got stolen and I bought off whoever the fuck. That's crazy.
Speaking on that, y'all saw what I posted on Insta that day that nigga from South America tried to hack my shit.
This nigga Matthew Tweak. What did you say?
Doxed the nigga, bro.
What did you say?
Yo!
Shit, bro.
What did you say on Instagram first though? Say exactly what you wrote on Instagram.
So I screenshotted the nigga's IP, his address, and where he was from. And I posted on my story. And I told this nigga, kiss dick. If you trying to hack my shit, fuck you. And then this nigga decides to call me. I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga get my number first though. So I answer the phone. This nigga in his loud ass Spanish accent like, hello, hello. Is this the guy from Missing? I'm like, yeah, it's me. And then this nigga proceeds to say, look, bro, I'm sorry. I think I used the wrong sign-in information. I'm like,
What?
so
That
I mute
nigga
my
was trying
mic.
to scam you.
Nah, I mute my mic real quick, put my phone down. I grab my mom real quick. I unmute my phone. I say like, hold on, say that again. I didn't hear you. He says it again. And then I pick my phone up, tell my mom, alright. I put my mouth so close to the mic just so this nigga can hear me. I was like, yo, you's a lying ass hoe. I hope you know that. You not trying, you ain't using no damn wrong information. You tried to hack my shit. Now fuck you, fuck your kids, fuck your grandma too. Get the fuck
Yo,
off my
Brady
phone.
gotta
Don't
do
try
it.
to hack my shit again. Next time somebody comes to your house, I don't know if this is.
Wait, so how did you dox him though? Like, what is doxing?
He put all his
So
like shit out
doxing is
there.
when you IP log somebody and you have all their shit, like their exact location, their house, their number, their emails, where they went to school.
How you get that?
Take their IP, put it in the IP logger, and find everything.
Always have it.
How you
Yeah,
get
no,
niggas
bro.
IP
Always-
though?
That's some
Because
hacker
it's the
shit.
router. You know, routers, they
Yo,
have IP
Matthew's a scammer, bro.
Fuck no, I ain't no damn scammer.
He's woke.
The way
He's
you
woke.
set
I don't play with
get
that.
the IP put.
Yeah, like I didn't even know you could get niggas IPs.
I do
Like-
not play with that shit, bro.
But I'm saying that's why niggas be getting VPNs.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly why you get a VPN, because it
You
changes
know-
your IP, so you can't. A
That's
nigga
so
like
weird.
Matthew can't get your shit.
But here's the thing.
Matthew
On
couldn't get you.
Insta, there's just that little piece of IP left for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That little piece.
No,
On
it's
Instagram?
fine.
Yeah. I'm like,
You can get niggas IP from the Instagram.
Yeah.
Should be wicked out here.
We're
Because
toast.
he logged into
You
my
could get
account.
IP from, because all of this shit, bro, IG, everything that you use on your phone, it's all just code. So niggas have to code all that shit, bro. So behind the code, whenever you connect to anybody else's thing, like when you play games with your friends, you're connected to them. So your IPs, you could find an IP just by playing games with your friends. Any lobby you're in, niggas could get your IP.
See this nigga? Nigga tried to hack me with an Android. No, I remember what I said now. I said kiss stick, and you tried to hack my account with an Android. I was like, this nigga tried to hack my shit with an Android. This nigga's from Ambato, Ecuador. I was like, dick. There's no way you all the way in Ecuador trying to hack my shit with an Android.
Nah, that's different, yo. That's spooky.
I don't know, fuck this nigga. I'm fine.
No, I'm talking about like the how like kind of want to know how to just look it up, like find the nigga
Alright,
IP.
so here's what I did, and this is recent. This is also recent.
Yeah, give the information on how to do it.
So,
Yo, bro, you
I
can pass me
think
that Bev right there?
my mom was
No, the Bev.
her PayPal account. Yeah, my mom's PayPal account is linked to her bank. and her
Wait. Don't give this information. Give it in another
yeah.
story.
Alright.
Cause next thing you know, somebody IPs your mom.
Someone who birthed me.
No, no.
No, nigga, just me. Nigga, just give an entire other scenario.
I got you. A person that I know.
Yo, this is crazy.
Bro, this is bad.
He should not continue.
They financial stuff.
No, bro.
Stop.
Forget it, bro. Forget it, bro.
Okay.
Nigga, you
Forget it,
gonna
but yo,
get
just let me bring this into my next topic though.
Yeah.
So, Elon Musk is in his final stages of developing the Neuralink. So that brings me into asking y'all the question: would y'all ever decide to put one of those in your brain?
hell no.
No.
I get the facts. You gonna put a fucking Neuralink in my head from Elon Musk?
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, I didn't get the vax either. Ah, y'all niggas tight. Whoever got the vax, y'all tight. I know one of y'all got
I
it.
did
I got the
to go to school
Ah.
because I
Fuck,
was
bro.
forced into it.
But
Because
that's
if
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
have
feel
to,
like
I
that's
wouldn't have
why
done
the
it.
vax was such a bad thing because
Yeah.
it was so weird how they were forcing niggas to get the vax. And they were dead ass paying niggas to promote the vax. That's weird.
My soul ain't resonate
those
with
Hulu
that.
commercials.
Who's paying niggas to get the vax? $100.
Yeah.
Bro, that's why it sucks. They was making niggas do everything to get the vax, bro.
Niggas got free Metro
Niggas was
card,
getting
slice of
apes for the
pizza
bags,
for the
bro.
bags.
Literally.
My mom got
Shit's
the
crazy.
vax. She got NPC the fuck out.
Yo.
Bro, it's cause you know what it was? At the end of the day, if there's any fucking there's always gonna like it's natural, it happens. Like there's going to be a disease every few years that's going to come out of there where we don't know because at the end of the day there's like the fucking everything is like endless. Like there's so many different shits that can happen. There's so many mutations that can happen that can cause something. So it's like we're going to have another pandemic down the line and this and that. The problem with the pandemic was it wasn't handled properly, so that's why it got so bad, and that's what made niggas feel uncomfortable about the government because the government be all so into like
Getting
fuck
taxes.
this and that and doing all this type of shit. But when it came to actually doing something that would benefit everybody, they were almost like, what's the word? Like, just not handling it properly. You see what I'm saying? And
Mishandling it.
yeah, they were mishandling it. So that's why niggas was like, yo, I don't fucking trust this shit what's going on right now. This shit feel weird because niggas was getting the COVID. Niggas was not dying from COVID. And then now that they're promoting on the fucking news that literally some people's parents were literally just sitting down because they had nothing else to do. Like, nigga, go outside and fucking be outside in your backyard. Do some other shit. Like, niggas need something. So these niggas is sitting down on the news watching the number. Like, I don't know how they got the number to just continuously going up. It's like, how the fuck you know all these people dying right now? Like, you got somebody literally saying, all right, yeah, so this person in Ottawa just died, so put it on the fucking... Yeah. Like, no, that shit's weird. So, like, it just... A continuous counter just going up of deaths happening. And then just everything just bad going on. I'm like, I got COVID a few times, bro. I did not get cooked, bro. Like, I only got cooked one time from COVID. Right? That shit had me toasted. But that's before it was reported in... I'm jacking it was because I had the symptoms of what niggas was saying. Maybe I could have put...
Right before COVID hit?
Yes,
Same.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
was
had it.
fucked up. Like, I was crawling on the floor. and then I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
When before the vaccine ever came out, I was like, I need something to help me with this. I was fried, bro.
Were you taking the vaccine?
And then I was seeing the videos. Remember those videos of the people in China or whatever it was? Them niggas was falling on the floor. Them niggas in hazmat suits. I'm thinking the world's about to end. I'm like, oh my God, we need a vaccine. I swear to God, that's how it was. And then when the vaccine came out, I was like, and I seen how everything was being mishandled and all that shit. I'm like, I do not trust these niggas with a vaccine that just came out, bro. Like, I know, I'm like, my favorite subject, it was science in school. You don't do that much clinical trials in that span of time and come up with a vaccine that's just, oh no, you're gonna be fine. Like, you just need a bunch of boosters after that. It's like, that shit's mad sus, bro. I always thought that shit was sus. That's why I never went to get that shit. But other than that, that's what I was going to say.
It is sus, but, like, they did know that, like, a disease like this was going to be, like, one of the next pandemics. Like, they had been studying, like, I don't know, SARS or whatever, like, the scientific name for it is, like, that strain of disease for a long time. And I think during Obama's presidency, I could be wrong, they made like a whole action plan of like what they would do if there was a pandemic because it was like the next major threat to the U.S. And I don't think that they followed any of those things.
That's another thing.
You think I hear you? This nigga was behind the 10 nose like whispering. What is happening, bro? What are you talking about?
I think he's just high.
I can hear you.
He's chatting. What are y'all talking about though?
You talking about
Obama.
Contagion, the movie, came to existence in real life.
Contagion?
Y'all remember that movie?
Nah.
Contagion? That came out like 2010?
the Matrix took
Nah.
that off the rotation.
I'm sorry.
Give us the blurb.
Lawrence Fishburne. I think it was Charlize Theron. Or no, Gwyneth Paltrow. What you call it? Basically, everybody got sick and died.
Damn. Here we go.
I wasn't gonna try to tell a long story, but
That's
like
fair,
the
that's
gag of it all was that, like everybody, like all of a sudden, this lady came home from her business trip. This was like the main woman, and like got sick in China or somewhere in an Asian country, but I believe it was China. And then everybody else like got sick. Like her son got sick. Like her daughter and her husband were the only people that didn't get sick and die. And like there was a bunch of people getting sick and dying. It was like literally like everybody like literally what we lived through COVID, but a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme, like think of like
Real
2012, the
COVID.
movie.
Like what it was supposed to be.
This is why when people say COVID was fake, I can't jack that. Them niggas had niggas going in. You seen them niggas going inside the box trucks when niggas was dead? What if they was fake?
What if they had nothing?
That was like identical to mad scenes in Contagion.
Shit, bro.
Wait, but did Contagion come out before or after?
2010,
Yo,
my nigga.
let's
I
just
saw that
say
shit when I
this,
was
bro.
11
Do
years
y'all believe
old.
that 9/11 was a conspiracy? Yes or no?
I feel like there's many factors to 9/11 that it's not as clear cut as they made it seem. Because I feel like the day before some shit, it was like the Pentagon was like mishandling like $3 trillion or whatever. And
You
like,
see, it gets wacky.
you know, I feel like it was kind of just, I don't know. And the way they really got
But
into
what
like now,
about
they got this war.
coincidences? Like coincidences can't happen.
Bro, niggas said that the way that the building came down is impossible to come down that way.
Jet fuel
But
can't melt steel
the
beams.
thing is,
They said that shit came down like it was a controlled demolition, not like how it would if a plane crashed into it.
That is true though, cause I ain't gonna lie, the shit should have like went that way.
And then after that, just like how, bro, this is what America does. They make these huge scenarios, bro, and then they behind the scenes they induce a lot of shit that changed how the world works. That's what they did with 9/11, bro. 9/11 happened, and then they passed all these different laws, bro, underneath the thing, bro, and then they went to war, bro. That's why the airports became mad like constricted and mad controlled from 9/11. And that's from 9/11, that's how they started watching niggas, bro.
I also think that like they use horrible events to like they take advantage of those situations to just like increase like surveillance over the population.
That's what I'm saying. They start inducing mad
But
shit,
what
bro.
is-
A simulation.
So my thing is, what is the point then? Like, what do you guys think is the point of like what's their agenda?
Money, power.
Their agenda
Yeah.
is
Fucking
power.
Like
Control.
capitalism needs people to like stay in their social class and like repeat the cycle, so they're gonna try to like push that agenda because they need like cheap
They
workers,
benefit
like,
off of this, bro.
They have their own mold.
It's
of
like it's
freedom that they're
basically
trying to,
just
Yeah.
slavery
So-
times 100.
All right, I think the question I should have asked was, who is they?
I was waiting
Bro,
for you
the
to say
nigga-
that.
That's
The
like
nigga-
the
question I
1%.
The niggas in power,
The
bro.
Illuminati.
I feel like it's very. Can I say that it's very arbitrary, and can I say why? Like all of this is like kind of like it's super subjective. So like the same people, like everything comes from the same source. Like we really actually don't know anything. But the one thing we do know is that living through a pandemic like COVID-19, coronavirus, we see that in real time, like that's a historical moment we have lived through, and we'll be able to talk about when we see the light of day at 70 years old with our grandchildren. God, let it happen, whatever. But when that happens, we can also say that we saw the government change up, what we say, mishandle all of this rah-rah shit that was going on that made this shit, like, we know that it's untrustworthy. We know at least we're not told everything that's going on, and there are things that are made to be out to seem what they aren't. That's what we do know. And with that being said, we know that it's not trustworthy, anything that's being said from the people who are the government, the people who are the FDA medical people, who are the medical government, the people who are the world leaders, the NATO, the United Nations coming together and doing shit. Like, we know that they all are like we just know that they're lying. We don't know what they're lying about. We don't know if they're lying about COVID but wasn't lying about 9/11, if that was a real thing. We don't know. And I think that they do benefit. Obviously, the smaller distraction thing is capitalism and racialness, because the slave trade and this whole racism thing in America, and the America started based off of economic situations, and then they used blackness or African whatever, like they used people being from Africa as a way to justify it, but it wasn't originally, as not to downplay what it was, but it wasn't originally something behind
Well, they
race.
created racism to justify using black people as a
Exactly.
way to get money.
Right,
Way to
because they
get
were
power.
using black people to get money, or they were using people to get money, and that's capitalism and consumerism, and that's what we live in, and that's the society that we live in, and this is all societal construct, and this is all really a big distraction. Because even when I was protesting in 2020, and I still stand behind everything from being president of Black Student Union, like everything that I stand in behind my black peoples, you feel me?
I'm gonna ask you a wacky question. We argued about this on the pod, and I said, what did Black Lives Matter? Did Black Lives Matters have any net benefit to black people ever since like the movement started? After all the protests that happened, what changed ever since that started that actually ended up benefiting black people in a way where we are coming together and we're like, I feel like all it did was bring a little bit more awareness to that, but like there was no, like, you would expect from that type of movement, especially how far he's pushing, like something that would be stamped, or something that felt like almost like the I Have a Dream speech, where it's like that was a stamped moment in time, and that kind of changed like the world for black people, where like certain shit just stopped happening and it was just not normal anymore. Whereas like I feel like Black Lives Matters came about to stop all the police brutality and just how policing in general is, and just also the court system and how that's just unfair to colored people as well. But I didn't see no changes really come about that. To like something should have happened and like some rule should have been passed where it was like that just changed something for black people, you know. But I didn't see nothing from that.
I
So
think it's my fault. I think it's a process though, because like the "I Have a Dream" speech, or like when that actual change happened, like there was events before that. Like he had to start somewhere, so it's like
there's been
maybe
events
Black Lives
since
Matter-
Trayvon Martin. That's what I'm saying.
No,
So
but
it's
that's what I'm
like
saying. But like if you think about it, it's still not like, if anything, it's being more exposed and it's actually being more like thing now that it is now than when it happened with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. Like
I think
now,
it's always been, and you can't avoid it at this point, and this hasn't been avoidable since like Emmett Till. You know, it hasn't been avoidable. I think there's just things that we're kind of, it's like a blind eye is being turned, and no matter what we do, or like there's just not enough concerted effort. Like it kind of feels like there's nobody really out there trying to make a change, and it's kind of like people still scattered, acting like they're making a change and kind of saying that it's gonna happen, but there's like there has to be an actual movement. People have to get together and minds have to kind of spin to kind of create a different change, and kind of so we see like actual change happening in the world. But
it's not
enough.
like bot walking. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. I understand what you're trying to say.
cause like bro, niggas used to couldn't even live over here, bro. The white people would run black people like out of Long Island. I forgot where it was over here, bro. There was a video.
It was Rochester.
It was Rosedale.
Oh, Rosedale.
Rose there, bro. Black people couldn't even live over here, but there was a lot of shit that changed where now it's like, okay, white people, black people live together. All the white people moved out, but there's still people there. Like, there needs to be a change again where there's like a stamp movement where it's like, we just see actually police acting different, or like every time there's an interaction with police, they follow some certain thing that they can't not follow. And anytime they don't follow that, they get prosecuted or something happens to them where it's like, there's some fairness being seen, but I don't see that. So it's like,
But I feel like that shit's gonna
because
take
there's
time,
a
bro. And I feel like there's also work
It's
behind
hard
the
to figure
scenes.
something out like
I
that.
think it's
Yeah.
more, niggas
know.
always gonna say it's gonna take time, but it's gotta take more than just taking time. Niggas gotta
Yeah.
actually do something right now to make that kind of thing. If we say, oh, bro, let's make a pod, right? I say, it's just gonna take time, right? But we don't actually go into the group chat. We don't actually buy the equipment. We don't actually get together and plan it. I feel like niggas just say, it's gonna take time, and then they sit back, and then nothing really happens. And kind of like the Black Lives Matter movement was kind of like, let's start the pod. Okay, we're in the group chat. All right, we're gonna start. Who's gonna be on it? All right, and then we're gonna shoot it this day, and we're gonna get it started. And then the day comes, I can't come. You know, that's how it kind of feels.
That
Where
happened a
we're
lot.
where we're in the that's the state, because it felt like we were getting somewhere at that point,
Yeah.
and then.
We plateau. It's just
Yeah, so I don't know how you feel about that.
a lot of the time when I was doing the whole protesting thing, a lot of people, like, I had like started off with 14, 15, 20 people like at a meeting every day, and that dwindled. Like, things like that happen. I think that enough people have to believe that what we say, Massa's tools cannot dismantle his goddamn plantation. Like, we want to change, like, whatever the fuck BLM's intentions were when they came out. We don't know. We aren't them. For sure. Regardless of that. Getting up and trying to make change in Congress. Getting up and trying to stand up. Even rioting or making noise and protesting. I stopped protesting because I realized that's not going to do it. I had to work on a plan for myself to actually put something in motion, aside from just talking about it and being like, yeah, okay, wake up. Now we are we're awake. And so I tell people a lot, we're awake. Now what do? We got them listening. We yanked on their ears. That's what protesting is. What do we say? What do we do? And there's nothing we could do or say. Emotions doesn't work. Logic doesn't work. What we got to do? all right, I might sound like Marcus Garvey, but go back to fucking Africa. Go back to the African diaspora.
I feel like that's the thing. Is that it's easier said than done, though.
It is easier said than done, but if we collectively believe that if that's the only way, like we have to, when I say enough people have to believe that Mass's tools won't dismantle his plantation, there's no way that in Congress, the way that they make shit rules, however that, it's never going to work because it's systemic. Always going to make sure that we lose. So there's no way. We about to sit here and be like, hey, you never gonna let me sit at your table? You never gonna let me sit at your table? This table ain't for you. It's not for us. They took us here.
I will also say this too. Also, like, not even back to like them going back to Africa. Like, there's like corruption and tables there too. You know what I mean? Off of just like
the table
classism.
Is not where you really want to be at. It's just nasty there in there too, because them niggas is corrupted, bro. That's a fact.
I guess like niggas are finding fights on two fronts, type shit. Like just like two sides to the coin.
I understand that.
I would not go back to Africa because I'm
I'm
an American. I'm not even from Africa. My parents is from Jamaica. Yeah, like my dad's side is from Africa, but they grew up in Jamaica. I don't want to go to Jamaica. I don't want to go to India. I don't want to go to Africa. I like America. I grew up here. My whole family is here. How am I going to get all these people to believe what I want to believe? I don't even got the means to go to Africa or wherever to go, wherever.
It's your life and you can make a plan. I mean, I personally have a plan right now. And I'm not persuading nobody to do anything. I'm just saying I want to do that myself because I don't want to live in a society where one of my strifes, like wherever you go, you're going to have a strife, right? Like it's a two-sided coin. Grass ain't always greener. It's just where you water it. And I'd rather water a place that has more so corruption that's not biased on my skin complexion, actually experience a world where people are not looking at me based off of my color, where I am part of the beauty standard, where I'm not left out, where I've never experienced a life like that, a life that a white person, sorry, I didn't want to like look at you that hard, but I stopped myself. I'm sorry, but like what a white person would go through, which is white people in America have problems, but they don't have problems necessarily based off their goddamn race, and that's a life that that is life problems, but not these socially constructed problems that y'all making me face because of the color of my skin. I feel like it's not just like get on a boat, go back to Africa, get on a boat, go back to Jamaica, but where I want to segue this into why I don't like being called African American to this present day. This is a Stockholm syndrome in its own shape, way, or form. Like,
I don't know what that is.
Stockholm syndrome is when you get abducted by somebody and then you wind up loving them because they like kind of manipulate you into believing that they are your giver. This is your home. You miss them.
I've seen a few movies like that.
Right, so it's something called Stockholm syndrome, right? And we really should stop depersonalizing and like desensitizing slavery, because slavery is really, really, really close, and in fact we're just living it in a different version. It's like a different font, and realistically speaking, like the way that you get people to stay asleep and stay dormant and not give a fuck about where they come from, give a fuck about the heinous crimes that were formed against them, is by like demeaning and like how you said, Phil, like why the fuck, nah, I don't want to not, like how you want to push this down. And so that being said, I don't feel like I'm that removed from my ancestors. My auntie who lives down the block, you feel me? Like she's also an ancestor. I will be somebody's ancestor. Ancestors could be your cousin, and they could be somebody who's 700 years prior to you. They were abducted and they were stolen here and they did not want to be here. That means I'm going to honor that as myself, because I'm also not experienced. It's not like they're giving back to me. I'm still going through the tribes and tribulations. And then on top of that, dealing with American modern capitalism and what the fuck not. At that point, I can make a choice. You could choose if you like it here, stay here. But there's people here that I love, and there's a career here that I would love, but also it's my life, and America has such a way to socialize you to believe that this is the only way and that you have to be so into it. You can really just go live your life somewhere and you'll be okay. Like, you'll be quite the fuck all right. And this has come from somebody who's never been out the country. I'm scheduled to receive my passport in 2 weeks. That's part of my plan. I did the first step was get a passport.
Where in Africa are you planning to stay at?
I would like, right now it's looking like Rwanda, but I don't necessarily want to go there.
Do you know that? Do you plan on like learning the languages and whatnot?
Well, I do speak like Spanish, Creole, like Haitian Creole, so French. So it wouldn't be
Creole in Africa.
African version of Creole. Like I know Haitian Creole.
Can you say something?
ça passe, nigga?
My boule.
Get my mom.
Get my mouth! I know that one. I just like it because the way it sounds. Like, get my mouth. I like that one. I don't know what it means, though. I don't know what it means.
You don't know what it means? It means it's the Haitian version of suck your mother.
Oh,
Yes,
damn.
No
yes,
disrespect,
my brother be saying
respectfully.
that to my neighbor.
Respectfully.
That's how I know that.
Respectfully.
They speak that in
So,
Rwanda?
They don't speak it in Rwanda. Actually, they speak English in Rwanda.
Oh,
But
right.
the main point being that, like, there's some, I've expanded. I know more than English,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
one of the setbacks being an American does to you is not having that access to learn other languages without you having to pay for it or go in search of that knowledge,
Yeah.
which that knowledge is power, so that you can get up and go wherever you please, even to just go and see and look at it. It's not like I'm gonna just go there one day and just stay my ass there. Like, I'm gonna go travel the Africana diaspora, which is like Latin America, the Caribbean, South America, Central America, Africa, see what it's like, see what the life is like to live not here.
Yeah.
But like, it's gonna take maybe 2 to 5 years, maybe 7 years, I don't know, but I'm working forward to that, and I'm not gonna let myself go back to sleep and get comfortable without at least trying to see if maybe I just like it here better.
Explore your
Because
options.
you could go somewhere else and you actually might fucking love it. Not even just based off of the like that. Just based off of just living in general.
Yeah, facts. Like
maybe
living that
the
experience.
fucking weather just hits you, your body a little bit better. It's like that's how I ain't gonna lie. I definitely want to live in Jamaica for like at least 2-3 years. Like, I don't want to live like where my family live at, cause I want to be a little bit more comfortable. Like, I want to like, you know what I mean? Like, let's.
Niggas not coming back to
I ain't gonna lie,
IT.
I'm a little bougie, so I'm gonna want a little nice little place to stay. Like, I want the nice Jamaica, but I grew up with the other Jamaica, so I just want to see like what's like the riches, the other riches of Jamaica, because like anywhere you go, it's always gonna have there's always going to be a class system. It is always going to be a class system in everywhere you go. So it's like, I want to see what that upper class deals with. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I just want to know what it's like to just be able to, man, I want to eat that. And not feel like, oh, I'm just being like a snob. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm just living life.
What? That threw me off guard. I want to eat that.
yeah, I was like, nigga.
I'm hungry
I
though. You
spend
know,
all my money on food.
you know I love food.
That threw me wild off guard,
I
bro.
like to eat, bro.
I want to eat that. I said, what is
wanna
this nigga talking about? I was like,
Nah, be liking food, man. I want to eat different foods. Like, that's where my like thing is. Like, you know, some people like jewelry. Some people I like food. I go on little spots, get a little Kobe steak.
nah, here in Stockholm Syndrome, tap me in, bro. Made me look at me like, damn, I might have Stockholm Syndrome, because I really do love America, but like at the same time, they are a part of the reason why niggas and my ancestors was abused and shit. So it's like, they're part of the reason why I'm in the situation that I'm in. So it's like, damn.
If they had the
Why do I
option
have
to
loyalty
leave,
to
like,
this place? But niggas come here though. Niggas who wasn't ever under oppression come here.
Those
they
are
are sold
niggas.
a dream.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was gonna say, like, think about coming to America. Like, every time you think about how people talk about New York, and us New Yorkers be like, these niggas is cap right now. Like,
Yeah.
we be looking at like, look at these tourist ass niggas in New York right now. Like,
Shit would be ass. Like,
like,
I would
you know
never
what I'm
go to
saying?
fucking Times Square when the ball drop.
Exactly.
Oh my
It's
God.
like,
Like,
bro,
why would I do that?
What am I doing? What am I doing that for? It's like, that's not valid. Like,
And
it's
niggas
just-
be mad hyped. They're like, yo, the
But if you ever see how like American fucking parades be, and then you look at a fucking parade in like another country, or like carnival in another country, it's literally like night and day. Like, you could see like, all right, this is what it's supposed to be, and then you see like America's like version of it. You're just like, shit, mad low key kind of white. It's like, it's a little. It always got some like blandness to it.
Shit, I think America try their best sometimes, bro.
They
I
do.
don't.
They
I
try. I think they do be trying. I think they do be trying, because I'm not gonna lie.
They try, bro.
Wendy's for
Not America as
Come
a
on.
whole.
They
Because
just,
you know why I think we're in such a peculiar situation? I think they got us right to the point where we could be comfortable, and also where we wouldn't care to go past, like what I was just saying about the Black Lives Matter things. We're so comfortable that we don't really care to push this point even further because it's gonna make us uncomfortable. We were so uncomfortable during like the, let's say, Jim Crow era. We were so uncomfortable. That's why I made it worth doing more uncomfortable things to get to a point where we're comfortable. So now we're at such a comfortable position, niggas could fuck us and really like, why would we really even?
It's an illusion.
It's not illusion. Niggas is comfortable right now. I'm sitting here smoking weed, chips on the thing. I'm talking to my fucking audience.
You always a slave.
Define comfort.
Remember how I always said.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I will wake up, smoke a blunt, drink some coffee, eat some food, do my work, and that is a okay day for me. Go see somebody that I like to hang out with. You know, what more do I need to change from that? Really,
that's the point.
That's why I'm saying I'm comfortable. But like on the day where like the cops pull me over and I know some fuck shit while they pulling me over, bro, and it's like, damn, this is fucked up. But now the reason he was telling me like, yo, bro, you should have got their badge numbers. You should have did this, down in the third. I never did none of that because once that nigga told me I could go, I was like, nigga, I'm going back to my family. I'm all right. I didn't care to do anything. I was so comfortable that I didn't care to push the thing to get like what was actually due, what was actually right for me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the peculiar situation that we are in right now. And I feel like it's going to be tough getting niggas to realize this is an illusion of comfort because, bro, you got to be at a higher consciousness to feel like you want more for yourself outside of this life that they sold to us. And you gotta want to actually change some shit and actually, because it could be like, I could see, like how I'm saying this right now, am I gonna go become the most tapped in nigga the next day, start wearing a suit and just start preaching to niggas every day, be like, wake up nigga? Yeah, I'm not about to do that, bro. This is my way of doing that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like the only way, and it always comes back to this is the most tactical thing that I could think of. The only way we could fix everybody's problem in the world is teaching and getting knowledge to people. That's the only way. If everybody had knowledge, because if you're ignorant to something, that just means you lack knowledge on something. And I think a lot of the problems in America is because niggas is ignorant to other people's issues. So it's like, if we could teach proper knowledge, not biased knowledge that serves somebody, that's not real knowledge. Real objective truths and information, and we could get it to as many people as possible. And that's why we're even in the situation we are in now, when they did the printing press and made the Bible. That was the first time niggas made books, and that was the first booming in knowledge, and that was around the time when niggas started getting smarter. Not everybody knew how to read. Now a lot of people know how to read, and now we could do a lot more. But that's the same thing. They gave us just the amount of knowledge that we needed. All right, y'all niggas can learn how to read and do math.
But then they took away critical race theory out of schools.
That real shit, that shit that make the niggas on IG figure out how to way to make IG so addictive to the point where you can't stay off of it. That's like super knowledge. Like
how y'all feel about my fault, bro?
Go.
How y'all feel about them teaching kids about like gender and gender identities in school and shit?
Teaching them what exactly about it?
Like the different types of like genders, and if you're like confused or this and that, like it's okay if you feel this type of way. Like how do you feel like them teaching that type of stuff?
I like how I was raised. I just don't want that mentioned. Let's talk about like objective science. Let's just be like, objectively, there's a man and there's a female. When it comes to like emotionally and like how you feel psychologically, that's on you. We gonna have another class on that, but like we gonna talk about like real health. Like you got dick, you got a vagina. If you got both, you something else. Like, and then.
It's called hermaphrodite.
I know you something else. You're not a man or a female.
Now you want to say intersex now.
I am.
Whatever this.
I don't know if it's not woke or not.
Justin.
I know it's not woke, but I'm going to just say it's like, what is so mean about saying hermaphrodite?
They just
if you,
the people who are intersex, which is what they're known as, they have decided, just like we have decided not for people to call us with the hard R's. Can I say it?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't be saying nothing to white people that be saying nigga.
I know you don't.
I'm not gonna lie.
I peeped.
Yo, Paige smile like she be throwing the niggas out there. She be cranking. She be cranking. She be cranking some niggas, bro.
Chucky said niggas is crazy.
You play Call of Duty?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. She don't be
If they
saying
put on Switch,
People was in the corner and a lot.
Yeah, I was wild for putting
Not in
on
those
you, Paige. My
lobbies, no.
fault. I don't know.
okay.
Nah, like I said, like I said, like if I'm gonna say like niggas is cool, like niggas is cool, like you know what I mean? Like if niggas say like if a nigga's not coming at me like what's up, nigga? It's like, hey,
Why he's coming up to you real smooth?
Premeditated, motherfucker. Like you gotta come out there with a like, oh, what's up, nigga?
What?
Little swag.
Yo.
I'm cool.
I
I let that shit slide my entire life.
What?
Because
Stop.
it's not that.
Because no, don't
Justin
get me wrong.
pussy, boy.
I let that shit slide my
Entire life.
In the locker room, like literally in the locker room, our locker room talk is, excuse my French, but I'm going to get real graphic. Don't ever repeat what I say, Paige. I just got to put that out there.
Don't use this at home, kids.
We be like,
Page kids are straight.
what's up, you like monkey jiving ass nigger, like walking up into the locker room, like we be on
So
some
I ain't gonna lie.
wild
I
ass
do that
shit.
same shit. And
But
also
you can,
too,
but white people cannot do that. That's us. That's what we get. Nigga, we don't get no
But who
reparations. We ain't get no
really
40
goes-
acres and no mule. We ain't get no
Facts.
fucking
But
You
jobs.
can't just
We
get
don't-
the
so now we
we
get
getting
to,
shot.
now we just get to be racist to
Yeah.
each other.
Nigga, I'm gonna do what the fuck I like.
The fuck? No. Like, if the whole point of us is to not like that.
Nah,
thing,
but
then
we dead be
shouldn't.
doing that shit though.
And it's
But
fun
that's
as
the ego
fuck.
shit, though.
It's dark humor.
No, that
bro.
shit is fun,
It
bro.
is dark
That's
humor,
ego shit,
and it's a way for us
No,
to
it's not
laugh.
ego,
Black
it's
people
just
always
funny.
laughing at what we go through. That's why we laugh at so many fucking Tyler Perry movies. Them shit be funny as hell because that shit is trauma. We laugh at our pain. That's what Kevin Hart made his whole fucking thing. Laugh at my pain. That's what it is. Black people invented stand-up comedy. Like that's what it is. Stand-up comedy is laughing at your pain. So black people and laughing at our pain, like that is a trauma defense. So if I'm gonna be like, yeah, nigger, what's up? Nigger bitch, like to my homegirl, I'm going to do that shit. And it's outrageous because guess what? At one point, it wasn't funny. At one point, they could say it to us. And now, you gonna listen to me, Paige, sorry, for example. Listen
Damn,
to
yo, you are, yo, you are. Yeah, Paige chillin', bro.
Nah, but like,
You gotta say somebody else, or just say John.
Just say
Yo, save like.
okay, I'm sorry, Sage, you see me and my homeboy saying this word over and over again, and no, you cannot fucking say it. Just like how I could not fucking, go back home to Africa for mad long. So yeah, if I'm gonna get an L, I'm gonna take that L. It's a
But
W,
that's
just take it. Just take the L. Like, I mean the W.
I'm cool with it, though.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. Like, I be on. The reason I even brought up Call of Duty is like the
They
most.
say such foul things.
It's like it's the hub of like, yo, they don't even know. Like, you could be the lobby could be full of white dudes, and a dude kills you, and the nigga just be like, nigga, like he just lets it out, like just like. Like,
Why you
it's
say
like,
that shit like a nigga too?
No, because that's how they say it. I'm just so used to hearing them say it on the game. Like, it's like almost desensitized to like just hearing it. So it's
But
like
that don't make it okay, bro.
It
a little
doesn't.
kid.
I think
I'm
that
not-
shit funny as fuck though. I ain't gonna hold you when
Well,
I
that's
hear
what
them
I'm
say some
saying.
shit
If
like
I
that. I
think
be
it's funny,
laughing.
then why am I not gonna
But
think it's okay?
the only time that's alright, like where I'm like not calling you not you personally, but a person a coon ass nigga, some Uncle Tom ass nigga.
But isn't that the
For
same
letting that
same
shit
thing?
happen, you better be rapid spitfire, calling him some honky tonk, but donkey donk ass shit. Like you better come with the cracker facts. I don't want to hear nothing the fuck out.
Cracker facts
No,
is
but-
different.
If you can't snap back, and if we going blow for blow, we going blow for blow. We not being racist. We just going blow for blow, right? We coming at each other on the game. In person, it's a different story. On the game, you can't let niggas call you by the hard R and not be able to grab
And not
them
throw
like
at least
look
one
at
cracker
each other.
fact.
No, the worst thing is when the nigga is snapping, like he's just doing mad good, and he's just thinking it. It's like, oh, damn, I can't do nothing. That do be bad though. I do be getting fucked up sometimes, and then they just say it, and that's when I really feel sad. That's when I'm like, damn, son, we really was slaves.
Yo, Justin, that has me like.
But
My
when it comes
roots.
to like my friends saying it, but they don't say it with the R. A.
You talking about which friends? You talking about the white friends or the black friends?
White friends. 'Cause
Yo,
that's
you
what-
really got white friends that say nigga? That's mad insensitive of them to
Yeah,
want to even
that's
say that
facts.
shit. Like, enough
That's not
on
really
you
your
because
friend,
you
bro.
gonna have to hear niggas say that shit regardless if you allow that shit or not. But for them to like call themselves your friend and then no, that's an offensive word regardless of how you feel about it and not feel. I'm sorry, Paige. How do you feel about saying the N-word?
I feel like growing up in Queens, like we're not fucking saying the N-word. Like it's not something that I had to learn. It's just something I grew up like. You don't say the N-word if you're white. Like it's just what happens. So I'm surprised that if you live in Queens, you have white friends that do say it and it's like casual because. I didn't
Even
really
Paige
experience
telling
that
you
until I went to
surprised, bro.
like Binghamton and I was around a bunch
That's
of
bad,
people
bro.
from like the middle of nowhere.
that had no
upstate?
diversity.
And they're saying shit that I'm like, I didn't even know if people still
Right.
spoke like that actively.
That's crazy. Like,
Yo.
maybe you know what it is. Maybe it's just that from me myself, I be saying crazy shit about different types of race every day. Like,
Every
I'm
day.
not gonna sit here.
You do.
I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I don't be saying some shit. Like I was just
Yeah.
talking about on my fucking thing. I wanted to have a conversation about Jews because this is the one that I'm on right now, and it's not like I'm on
The
Jews,
one that
and
I'm
I'm
right
gonna
now.
We gotta end the pod in like
30
10
minutes?
10 minutes.
All right. I just want to get this off because.
But like, no, I'm just
because-
saying, if there's any topics that you want to say before you get to
All right, so I just want to let this out real quick because I've been going through this, and I'm not going to try to label all Jews this type of way or not. I'm not labeling anybody any type of thing. I'm just saying an experience from all the Jewish employers that I've had plenty of employers. I've like worked all types of times. I've never experienced racism. Like I've never like actually like actively felt like I'm being treated differently because of the way I look in all of my jobs, right? But every time I've worked for a Jewish person, it's always been a problem where I feel like I'm being exploited because or like just feel like less than. And for example, my last job when I was working at a bagel spot, they were Jewish people. And I worked and I was going in there, I'm like, and I don't know anybody. It's my second day on a job. And the guy's like making a joke about me like getting, like going to jail or some shit like that, right? And I'm just like, the fuck? I don't even know you. Like, I don't even know your name properly yet. Like, I still have to like ask you your name because it's my second day. And you're making jokes like that. It made me feel uncomfortable. Then they started talking about how the register has never been down before since they work in there. And then and then the girl tells me like, yo, like they were talking about how like ever since you started working here the register's been down. And I'm like, oh my god, these motherfuckers is really trying to get me right now. Then so that's why I quit that job. And then I got another job at a fucking place and right now I'm driving for these people, right? And every fucking driver is black. Like, there's no other Hispanic driver. And all the Hispanic people that work there almost worship all the Jewish niggas that's in there. It's literally, like, 3 Jewish niggas. And the rest of them are just, like, not gonna lie, they definitely are off the books ass niggas. You know what I mean? I told you, I be talking crazy every day.
Freaking,
So, these niggas the way they treating them is, like, they're treating, like, because they're getting treated nicely because like, oh yeah, we came here, we're getting paid off the books, like we're able to provide for our family.
Yeah.
Where all the black niggas is on the books and getting treated like shit. Where like we're getting shitty fucking routes. My first day I got on the job, they sent me out like with no training, no nothing. They sent me all the way out to New Jersey, and I started at 5 o'clock in the morning. This is my first day on the job. Started at 5 o'clock in the morning, didn't get home till 8 o'clock at night. So and then they was not trying to pay me what I was supposed to be paid because it's like, nigga, if I'm getting $150 a day for doing from 5 o'clock to 1, why the fuck am I not getting paid extra on my first day? You guys not treating me right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then on top of that, one of the guys that do my shit, the guy was like,
Justin,
oh, I got robbed by a big black guy.
Let me cut you off because I understand where you're going with this. We already understand the point you're trying to make. You told us from the beginning. So I'm gonna say about this. Say if a white person, every time you work for a black person, you have the same experience. Would you want that white person to put all those experiences that you have with black people onto the whole race of, or
I
onto
didn't.
this
But I
group
made
of
sure I
people?
addressed that in the beginning of when I said this. That it's not towards everybody. I'm just saying an experience, and I want to hear this from another,
But what
like
do you
from
want her
some.
to say to you, bro?
Wait, you're Jewish?
I'm Jewish.
I swear to you, I did not know that you were Jewish.
That's what I'm saying. You killing her right now, bro.
I didn't say anything.
No, but either which way. All right, so
No.
I wanna hear your opinion
I
on
would
the
say,
matter.
like, do you think that you're having those experiences because they're Jewish or because they're white or because of, like, the system that they were raised in? Like, do you think
I've
it
worked
has
for
to
white
do
people
with them
before.
being Jewish?
That's not Jewish though.
Well,
That's the
how
reason why
many
I'm-
different jobs have you had?
I've had a lot. I'm
Okay.
always dabbling in some type of
Dabbling.
work.
Because I've had some, like, definitely terrible jobs that were not run by Jewish people. And maybe some that were, but...
But that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I was saying.
Have you
like,
ever
from
had
my
a good
experience.
job that you liked?
Yeah,
Like
That's
one?
a good question.
I've had a few good jobs that I like where I'm like, damn, yo.
That's
I
not
missed
your
that one
brother's job. That's not your
No,
brother.
that's not my brother's job. I wasn't counting. my
White
brother's
boss.
job.
All right. So what?
White boss. It was a pizza spot. The dude treated all the drivers
Like family?
like actual family. Like he was. Cool
He gave
with
you a
them.
hug and
The
shit?
joke. He was an Italian guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He like the jokes that he made were
Tasteful.
they were good jokes, and it didn't feel like he was coming at you like from a type of way where you're like, yo, this is my third day on the job out here. Like, why the fuck you talking to me like that? You know what
I'm
I
gonna
mean?
tell
Like,
you the truth of the
like-
situation, bro. The truth is, bro, the most objective thing to do is, bro, never judge a group of people, bro. Don't ever put them in a situation. And say,
I wasn't judging
But
nobody.
let me finish what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just don't do that, bro. If you think that, like, there's no correlation to the fact that because these people are Jewish is why you getting mistreated or anything. I just think that maybe it's something that you notice, but I feel like the best way you could look at it is you can't, like, take things personally sometimes. Also, it is a job, bro. Net jobs are like, most jobs are shitty, bro. Off rip. So it's like,
But that's what I'm saying. I've had good jobs, and I've also noticing something. From every drop off that I do, we only drop off to Jewish people.
Yeah.
bro, I think it's a.
And
it's a,
all the
it's-
workers are
I
Hispanic
think it's-
workers.
Yeah.
That's literally like I'm not gonna lie, off the books, and I'm not saying this off of like just thinking that, just from asking questions, because I've been noticing this shit. I'm like, yo, every drop off, it's all the workers are in the back, and it's always like the 3 Jewish guys that's there. So that's the only reason why I'm saying, like, I just want to have some type of understanding of what's going
But
on.
I understand.
Because it's some shit, bro.
I just gave you the
What
understanding,
like
bro.
plot?
There's nothing
But,
else to glean from that
the
situation,
reason why it's
bro.
not hitting is because it's coming from you.
Wait, who are
That's
you
why I asked.
asking? Okay.
Now that I know that you're Jewish, I want to hear
But what you want her to say?
your opinion on what I'm saying.
I think that you're just experiencing white people who have, like, benefited from the systems of capitalism. Like, my families don't own businesses. A lot of Jewish people I know are not going to be in a role where they're hiring people, you know? So I think it's not related to them being Jewish. It's related to maybe them being white or them being, like, rich or something. But I don't know.
Here's a question
I don't
have
know
about,
what you want me to say.
because I don't really know how it works. But is there a difference between, like, Israel type of Jews or like Belgian? I mean, like, or like from like
There's
people like more
different
like
types of Jewish
different,
people, yeah.
different, like more
There are,
cultured.
based
Because at the
on-
end of the day, like,
yes, it is
you're still like a
different
little
cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
There are different
because
cultures.
the ones that I did work with are more Israel. They're like more like
Yeah, I mean,
From
there's
Israel.
definitely some Jews who are more conservative, like in their culture.
So I want to ask you this question. I always hear that black people was the first Jews. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know enough about the history to speak on that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with, like, having that belief because I don't know, honestly, the truth. I only know, like, what's happening right now in Israel, basically, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that belief. I think that, like, Kanye and other people who are pushing that belief have a lot more problematic things that they're pushing with that are harmful to Jewish people.
Nah, yeah, Kanye definitely. At first,
tweaked
when he
out.
first started talking
He
about
bugged
it,
out when he said
I
it,
was
right?
feeling him a little bit, but then he tweaked out.
Big time.
He tweaked out. I feel like he
Like,
still
he's
has
just a
things to
fucking
say,
Nazi.
but like
At this
everything,
point.
I wanted to
Thank
kind
you.
of everything that he's been saying out that I felt like was factual. I wanted people to look at that and be like, "Damn, this nigga speaking." But then once that nigga started getting too like, it kind of seemed like he just started coming from a place of hate at a certain point.
And he's speaking about love.
But the crazy thing is, I understand him though. I understand him. Cause it's like I feel like if you was to put a white person in that position and say that all these black people were controlling his life and shit, and then they started getting angry that like he felt like they were fucking him over, you could understand how a person starts to act the way that they act. But that don't make it okay. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right. But I feel like black people need to help Kanye and kind of just talk like if Justin is bugging out, if he say something wrong, I'm gonna FaceTime and be like, yo, bro, you tweaked when you said that. Kanye a hard nigga to talk to. I don't feel like even if I called him or anybody called him and said, yo, you tweaked when you said that.
I think people are calling him.
Yeah, he just like, leave me alone.
Yeah, so it's like...
Oh my God.
You know what's ironic is I'm in his like top 1% of listeners in like my Spotify Wrapped, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
But
niggas started tweaking on you for no reason.
So my thing is, because he now says that, like, does like his work just go out the window?
I mean, I
It still
personally
slaps.
a long time ago told myself I'm just gonna separate the art from the artist, so I will continue to do that because I like
So
music
if
too
you
much
do a
to
new
like
job,
not listen to
if you do a
Kanye
new job, you
anymore.
bumping that shit.
What?
If you do a new job, you bumping it.
I'm gonna listen to it. Yeah.
All right, I
He
respect
dropped
that.
a song on Instagram.
I
heard
know
it.
that shit was good. I like that.
All right, well, we about to wrap up the pod. We're not super done. I still want to ask anybody if they have anything that they want to say before we wrap up.
Crazy ass story.
You at the end, bro. You gonna save you for the end, bro. But Joe, Paige, Ani, Justin, anything y'all want
I
to
think
say?
I got off what I wanted to say.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let the racial issues distract you from the facts that we have a bigger problem, like all of this AI and robotic shit, knowing exactly how we maneuver.
Living
Don't
living
forget
the real world.
What do you call it? Shark Boy and Lava
Shark
Girl.
Boy and Lava Girl. Don't let your dreams be dreams. All of this shit is programmed to fit us for a reason. Like, everything happens for a reason. You think that it's these government niggas controlling shit? Nigga, it's bigger than them niggas. Them niggas ain't shit but a dust speck on a fucking leaf. Like, it's bigger than that. It's the race thing. I'm not even minimizing any of our struggles as people because, like they say, one race is the human race, and not in a way that erases what we've been through as people, but in the construct of this shit ain't fucking real. What's real is, as human beings, as souls on this planet, we got a bigger problem, like the world dying, like us
Climate
not being
change.
awake and aware of what's going on, like us being programmed. Somebody is that's why it's always they. Somebody's out there doing this shit, making us, like, getting ready to transition us. If you think that electricity was just invented and cars were just invented when they said they was and they wasn't been having this electricity, watch an episode of Lovecraft Goddamn Country and get back to me. Like, niggas been doing all of this shit. This shit has all been going on. But with that, I say do what you need to do with that information. Just don't go back to sleep. Like, whatever you do,
Stay woke.
stay woke, because niggas creeping.
Take the red pill.
Stay growth minded. What about you, Paige? You have anything you want to say?
No, it's my time to pass on the joint. That's my contribution.
Thank you, Paige. And I love this girl, Paige. Like, yo, we going the fuck back. Y'all trying to play her and me? No, Paige. Right?
How you gonna say y'all? You trying to play it?
Nah. Y'all trying to play me like I keep looking at Paige. Like, I don't know Paige. We ain't talked since high school, but when we was in high school, we used to hang out back at what you call it?
Music.
In the music.
Play Pro.
Damn, what's the
You don't even remember.
What's our? No, I smoked so much weed.
I don't remember high school.
our band teacher.
Yeah, Goldman.
Goldman. We used to hang out in
Yes.
Goldman's back rooms after that was literally the back rooms at
It
lunchtime
was.
and
It
shit
was.
like that.
I don't know
all of
what the
us.
fuck that weird hallway was, but we lived there.
Yo, like, we go back. Like, I fuck with her. Stop trying to play us.
All right, Matthew, you got a quick story you want to tell us before we end the pod. Come on.
Make it quick.
Ugh. Alright, so I'm gonna start off like this. Me and my homeboy was on the Q85. We just got back to New York after traversing around Rockefeller for a minute.
Wait, what? You been in New York if you was in Rockefeller. You
I
just
didn't
got
say I
back
was
to.
in New York. I said I just got back to Queens after.
You just said you just got back to New York, bro.
What did
From
I
the
say?
From
city?
traversing around.
Traversing
Whatever,
around
keep going.
You going? All right.
So we on 85. We just turned the corner around Rochdale. So the bus stop, and what do I see? Some shorty come on the bus wearing this short ass skirt, this short ass crop top, and these high heels, bro. So I look down, I was like, who heavy ass heels is them? Because I'm over here asleep. I look down, her ankles is frosted.
Oh no.
Shorty had no lotion on her ankles.
Yo, so no way you told at the end of the pod your story talking about some lady
It's not,
ass
no,
ankles,
bro, it's not that, bro. She came to the back, sat down. Me and my friend over here eyeballing her. We see her sit down. We turn back. He was like, only in New York, bro. Shorty was a prostitute, bro.
How you know that?
The heels.
She was off the earth, bro. She was not here. Earth was not her
Wait,
planet.
how you know she's off the earth?
She was geeked.
What do I hear when I'm over here trying to get back knocked? She light up a crack pipe, bro. She was cracked before she even came on the bus. She kept opening and closing the window. I'm like,
So that's why you came here going
What
like
it smell
this.
like? What it smell like? Cause
Damn.
you know we got.
shit smell like garbage, bro. It
Oh,
smell
he
like straight
smelled it. He was
garbage.
getting high.
Yo, you got off the cracky.
You.
You got cracky out.
Oh.
Nigga cracky now.
So my friend go back to see. I'm like, this motherfucker crazy, bro. How the fuck you go to sleep, bro? Damn well, we got crack Betty over here.
Crack
I'm like
Betty.
this. I'm like this.
Vigilant.
I know damn well
Niggas
this
ready.
nigga stay asleep. He gonna end up with an involuntary blowjob on his phone, bro.
Oh,
Yo.
what? Hey, we got edit. We
Yo,
got edit.
she is cracked out,
You got
bro.
30
cannot
seconds,
trust,
bro.
You cannot trust her.
Involuntary
She's cracked.
blowjob on his phone?
That nigga's gonna have to cash out the shorty $500 for an involuntary
Bro,
blowjob. He had
what?
She was just sucking.
Oh, so you saying that she gonna
She
just
was going
randomly
to
suck his
randomly
dick?
s- Bro,
Yeah, man.
She
You
walked-
be embellishing these stories, bro.
I'm not embellishing shit, bro.
Yo,
She was
Matthew's
walking
story
to the
time
back,
is
to the
wacky,
front of the
bro.
bus just to come back, bro. She was doing this, walking back and forth. I was like,
Nah, she was just geeking, bro. This dude Matthew got so scared. He was
Nigga
like,
started
she gonna
getting-
suck his dick.
Niggas started getting horny on
She
the
gonna suck his
bus,
dick,
bro.
run.
This nigga started thinking about getting
Not every
horny.
prostitute just suck dick when they get a high of crack.
I'm like this. I was sleeping on the bus sideways. I was like,
You went back to sleep. You wanted that
Nah,
involuntary.
exactly. And you went to sleep
I would never
sideways,
go
right?
back to sleep if she's on the bus. I'd be like,
I tried my
I'm watching her.
But it was
She ain't
so
had no
late.
teeth. You know what's up?
We got off the bus at the same time. He was like, I'm not staying on this bus.
Oh, God.
Bro. She got off the bus too. I'm like, so we look across the street. I take off running across the street. Cars is flying down the street. I'm like, I had my friend
Guys,
say, "This
You
is
ran away from her.
I'm like, fuck no, I'm gone. Cause
Yo.
this nigga's standing right next to her, knowing damn well she following. She either
Yo,
following somebody
this
around.
dude was
Alright,
really
that's
shook
fine.
by that damn prostitute.
I am fucking scarred to life.
Damn.
That day was a
Yo,
fucking
bro.
adventure.
You gonna see more of them, bro, growing up.
Bro,
Bro,
this
Some
is New
girl
York,
puked
bro.
on the bus and that shit was running towards my shoes and I had to be crossing the corner like this in the morning. I just woke up.
He really live in
morning.
New York right now.
This
Bro,
nigga the most New York nigga here, bro. Nigga be traveling, bro.
It's
the MTA would do that to you.
like, that's not even a crazy part. Listen,
Alright, bro. We gotta end it. We
no,
gotta
this
end
is
We
it.
gotta end
this
the
is
pod.
liquid.
We gotta end the pod.
Alright, one more second, bro. Come on.
I say this to everybody: stay away from Jamaica Center. Niggas love eyeballing you on Jamaica Center. I'm talking full raw dogs stare at you while going down the stairs like this.
Nah, you're not
I've
wrong. Jamaica,
experienced that.
wacky place.
Jamaica Center is definitely a scary place, I'll tell you that.
Alright, Matthew, you end off the pod, bro. Come. You had so much to say, bro.
That's a wrap, folks. We go.
Thanks
Oh,
everybody
I'm
for
not done,
coming.
bro.
I
Thank
thank y'all for
everybody for
coming
coming.
on.
Safe.
This is the end of pod, episode 30.
Shout out to
This was probably our most woke episode
This,
ever.
this
Yeah,
might
it
have
was
been
so
our
mind-blowing.
best conversation we had. I ain't gonna lie, I really love this
Breaking down
pod.
some barriers.
And I just want to say shout out to our guests, Paige and
On the
Ani,
oxen free.
and shout out your whatever your Instagrams and stuff real quick.
Yo, I'm a jack of all trade, master of none. I'm a DJ. Come check me out at my gigs. You know what I'm saying? DJ Ani Oxenfree. Ani Oxenfree everywhere, all platforms, all streaming platforms, SoundCloud, BeStars, YouTube, all of that shit. Follow me, Ani Oxenfree on Instagram. See you there. Oh wait, you got mine.
Oh, I do. I don't know. I'm Rampage on Instagram with RRAM page, like with an I. I don't know. Okay. And Rampage Customs, custom sneakers.
You make fire custom stickers.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna cop.
Rampage.custom
I'm definitely gonna cop.
with one R.
I was broke at the time when I hit her up. I seen the price. I was like, damn. But it's good. It's good quality though. You're gonna get what you paid for.
Yeah.
I was just broke, but
Yo.
Thanks for watching.
Peace, yo.
See y'all next week.
it's a great vibe.